It is Friday. It is the 16th of May. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. Major political change in India. Narendra Modi and his pro-business BJP party are on their way to a landslide win in nationwide elections. Manmohan Singh's Congress party, which has been in charge for a decade, has conceded defeat. With 540 of India's 543 voting constituencies reporting, the BJP is leading or has won in 281. The Congress party is leading or has won in only 44. Well, let's get more now with CNN's Becky Anderson joining us live from CNN New Delhi. A major shift in power there, Becky.
It is almost impossible to overstate what has happened here in India today, not just
Becky,
for Indians.
what was Narendra Modi's winning ticket, if you will? Was this election about him and his message, or was it about discontent for the Congress party?
I seem to have lost you.
All right. Sorry, Becky, I guess we've lost contact there with Becky. We'll try and get her up again a little bit later on in the show right here on News Center. Again, Becky Anderson there live for us from CNN New Delhi. Well, there has been a lot of hope riding on a Modi government. His promises to jumpstart India's economy have made him extremely popular. But as the head of a right-wing Hindu nationalist party, Modi is a controversial figure. Malika Kapoor has more.
Modi mania sweeps India. The tea seller turned politician.
CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. The head of a mine in Turkey where hundreds of people died is dismissing suggestions that negligence was to blame. Turkey's ruling party denies accusations of lax enforcement of safety standards. A party spokesman tells Reuters the mine was inspected 11 times in the past 5 years. Magna joins us now live with more on that. Di?
Hi, well, we have heard this morning, Monita, from the head of the company, Soma Holdings.
Diana, thank you. Diana Magna there live for us from Soma in western Turkey. A Syrian opposition group says 29 people were killed by a car bomb on Thursday. It's a reminder that the war, now more than 3 years old, is far from over. And although people who fled long ago from the former rebel stronghold of Homs can finally return, there's heartbreak waiting for many of them. Frederick Pleiken reports.
Cleanup crews are just starting to clear the debris in the old town of Homs, Syria.
You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. People in California are praying for some relief from the wildfires raging near San Diego. It is just before about 10 minutes to 4 in the morning in the U.S. state of California, but the sky in San Diego County hasn't been dark tonight. 8 separate wildfires are burning across the area. More than 15,000 people have been evacuated from their homes. Dan Simon is live in Escondido with more on that. Dan?
Well, hi, Monita. It has been a very busy night of firefighting. In fact, it still is.
Dan, thank you so much for that. Do take care while you're out there. Dan Simon there live for us from Escondido in California. And, of course, we will have much more on the situation in California. Later on CNN News Center, Myri Ramos will join us with the full weather forecast there. The Football World Cup is set to kick off in Brazil in just a few weeks from now, but violent protests are threatening to alter the image that Brazil's government was hoping to project to the world. CNN's Shasta Darlington witnessed some of it firsthand in Sao Paulo.
Thousands of people have hit the streets across Brazil.
You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Do stay with us. We'll be right back with much more. Hello, you are watching an extended edition of CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. An historic moment for the world's largest democracy. Election results suggest Narendra Modi will be India's new prime minister. The Congress party conceded defeat, and as BJP supporters celebrate, the big question is, where is India headed? Becky Anderson is at the heart of it all in New Delhi. She joins us now live with more on that. Bex?
Right, well, Narendra Modi has told us, to all intents and purposes,
The owner of a Turkish mine where hundreds of people have died is dismissing allegations of negligence, and Turkey's ruling party denies accusations of law enforcement of safety, lax enforcement of safety of the miners who died are wrestling with anger and grief as they bury their loved ones. Mass funerals were held on Thursday. CNN's Ivan Watson was there.
They are carried into the cemetery one by one.
You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Threat of terrorism forces hundreds of British holidaymakers to cut short their vacation in Kenya. Welcome back. In Kenya, hundreds of British tourists are being evacuated because of threat of terrorism. Britain's Foreign Office has advised people to stay away from some areas of Nairobi, Mombasa and eastern Kenya, saying the militant group Al-Shabaab presents a threat. Will Geddes is a security expert and joins us now live from London. Will, good to see you as always. It's one thing to have an advisory from the Foreign Office for a threat of a potential threat. It's another for planes actually to be chartered to fly tourists out. What kind of a threat are we talking about here?
Well, I think one can only speculate. This is a very definitive and very tangible threat that's been received.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your thoughts. We appreciate that. Will Geddes there live for us from London. Somewhat cooler temperatures are expected in California this Friday, and that should help crews battling dozens of fast-moving wildfires in the southern part of the state. The flames have burned more than 4,000 hectares. Incredible pictures there. Well, let's get more now on where these fires are headed. Mari Ramos is at the World Weather Center. And Mari, we are hearing that cooler temperatures are expected for this Friday. So what more can they also, I guess they need to get all the help that they can get.
Yeah, what we need is rain, and rain is not happening. We're not seeing anything significant as far as rainfall coming through, actually.
Indeed.
0%.
Mari, thank you so much. And we'll be right back. Stay with us. CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. We'd like to update you on a story that CNN brought you earlier this week. It's of a TMZ video that sparked a lot of speculation. In this surveillance footage, Beyonce's sister Solange Knowles appears to... Well, they were already certified rock and roll legends. Now, 40 years after first hitting the scene, new wave band Blondie is back with a new album and world tour. Maggie Lake spoke to the band about how they're keeping up with the times.
In its heyday, few rock bands were bigger than Blondie. 40 million.
Great band. And I'm Monita Rajpal live at CNN Hong Kong. You've been watching CNN News Center. Thank you for joining us. And we'd like to take a quick minute to say thank you and bid farewell to our lovely producer, Jess Askin, who's heading to the beautiful climes of Brisbane, Australia. We will miss you. And also a reminder, actually, to tell you to join us on CNN News Center's new time on Monday. You'll be joining us at 4 p.m. here in Hong Kong. That's 9 a.m. for you in London.